A Common Idiot presents Monster Mania. The next movie on my Monster Mania countdown is 2005's The Descent. This movie is a great film that I highly recommend you checking out. If you've never seen this movie, I'll kind of give you a quick non-spoiler synopsis, but then I'm going to go into a little bit further detail. So after I give that, you may want to shut this off, go watch the film, and then come back and check this out. So overall, this movie is about a group of women that are adventurers. They go whitewater rafting, things of that nature, and they decide to go caving. Upon going caving, they have a cave-in, and they get stuck down there. And, well, while they're down there trying to navigate their way through and get to the top and escape, they start to hear some noises, and it seems like that they may not be down there alone. So I will leave it at that. So if you've never seen this movie, again, highly recommend you go checking that out, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But now on to some spoilers. I think personally the fact of being stuck in a cave system by itself is scary enough. The film does a really good job showing those tight sequences where they're climbing through the rocks. I mean, where there is barely enough room to get by, and they just really show that claustrophobicness that could be involved in caving. So just, again, being stuck underground with no help whatsoever, people not even knowing that you're there, that's terrifying in itself. In the dark with your friends, getting split up, that's wild. But then on top of that, adding the other element that there's kind of these creatures that have lived down there for so long and evolved to the situation and to the environment, that's even creepier. One thing I don't know if many people know this is that the original scene where they show the girls react to those creatures on film, that was the first time they all saw the creatures firsthand. And the director did that specifically because he wanted to see their pure, actual reactions. And they filmed it perfect. I mean, their reactions were real, the way they were screaming about what they saw, because they are pretty gross and hideous. I really enjoy this movie. I didn't mind the kind of backstory with the main character having an issue with the other girl, Juno. A lot of people I've heard complaints saying that really wasn't necessary, but I thought it was a decent little twist in the story to kind of keep things going and motivated. Now, one thing that I thought was really weird about this film was the endings, right? So if you're not aware of this movie has multiple endings. So depending on where you watch this or how you watch this, you might see a completely different ending than what other people have. I have a Blu-ray extended version, and the ending that I have was different than the one that I just watched this on my streaming service. So which I have a preference, and I like one ending over the other, and I'll talk about that now. The ending that I prefer is where the one woman thinks that everyone else is dead and gone, she's by herself, and she thinks she made it, and she broke free, and she gets out, she runs to her car, and when she is sitting there kind of relaxed, she looks over, sees her dead friend, Ghost, and then she wakes up in the tunnel still. It was all hallucination. She didn't make it. And she sees the image of her dead daughter there, and she's hallucinating, and she's stuck down there. And then you can hear the creatures kind of closing in, and that's it. I love that film because, some of these horror movies and stuff, I'm okay with a non-happy ending. It's a horror movie. It doesn't have to have a happy ending. Now, there is another version where she does make it out alive, and when she gets to the car, sees a hallucination, that's it, it's over. And I know for a fact, that's where the sequel comes in, because they do have a part 2 to this. Now, the sequel of this movie is not good at all. I do not recommend that. But the first one, I really enjoyed. I liked the cast. I liked the way they did it. It was more of a, B-level movie. But overall, really enjoyed this film. I definitely recommend you check it out. My favorite character, even though she's probably the worst character, is Juno. Very easy on the eyes. But overall, really enjoyed this film. Definitely recommend you checking it out for the Halloween season. I think you would enjoy it. So if you have seen this movie, let me know down below what you think about it, if you like it, if you hate it. A lot of mixed reviews on this one because it is kind of controversial. So let me know what you think down below. Always love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, take care.